now. All right.
Your discretion is advised.
Beware.
Hello and welcome to the third ever episode of Supper with the Squad, a podcast where once a week we take a member of the community and try to get to know them better with some of the most ridiculous questions possible. I'm your host Rabbit, and I'm joined today by my good buddy and co-host. You probably know him best from the recent cover of GQ magazine, but I just call him Smitty. Smitty, how's it going, brother?
Oh, it's going good, man.
Good,
Ready
good.
for this episode.
Yep, same. It's gonna be a good one. We are also joined today by a very special guest. She's a military wife and mom, but around here, she's the local law and loyal mod that doesn't mind wielding that green sword. Please welcome in Kimberly, aka the Christian Dirtbag.
I don't have a sword.
Well, not today, you don't. Around here, Smitty's the law, so. Anyways, Dirtbag, so you saw some of the other episodes, or the other two, or at least one of them.
I saw both of them, yes.
Okay, great. So start off, we just ask, like, what's the origin story? Like, where did you grow up, family size, that kind of thing.
I grew up in Redding, California, which is almost the same, like, heat index as here. So hot. It's a valley surrounded by mountains, and I don't know the size of Redding. It has grown a lot. It's become, just like almost everywhere else, a drug town.
Is that
however, I
North
loved
or
it
South
there.
California?
It's very northern.
Okay.
It's about 2 hours away from the Oregon border.
Okay.
Mhm.
Okay.
Family size, mom, dad, that kind of stuff?
Most of the time I grew up with just a single mom.
Okay.
She was married 3 times in my life, and is married to the 4th and still married.
Okay.
Mhm.
Siblings?
Only on my dad's side. I am the second oldest of 5 kids. 7
Okay.
kids on my dad's side.
Nice. And then, like, the hometown that you grew up in, is it like fairly sizable or smaller size? Like, if you had to guess the
Uh,
population.
Do you know where Bethel is?
I don't know anything about California.
You know
Church.
Bethel Church?
I know
Bethel
the church, but I don't know where it's at. Yeah.
That's okay. Well, that's where it is.
Oh, okay. So it's fairly
Yeah.
big then, or that
It's
area.
fairly big.
Yeah.
Mhm.
How about like school, like public school, private school?
All public schools. I went to a lot. I
In the
went to a lot
same
of public
area,
schools.
or?
Yeah.
Okay.
Um, 7 through just through middle school.
Wow.
Yeah.
That has to be kind of tough, right?
You know, I love moving. I don't know what I'm gonna do
Okay.
now. I don't know what I'm gonna do now when
Yeah, I
it's
guess
time to settle.
that ended up setting you up nice to be a military wife. Um, like the school that you graduated from, do you remember what the mascot was?
No.
You remember any of the mascots from the high schools?
I went to an alternative high school that I set myself up at because I wasn't learning well at the normal high school. So they actually didn't have a mascot. Um, However, I learned the most there than I have anywhere else. So, I mean,
Okay.
whatever.
College?
No college.
Did you take the SATs or the ACTs?
No, I didn't even graduate high school.
Okay.
Mm.
GED?
Nope. I moved a lot between in my high school years. I moved a lot between Oklahoma and California, and gr- the grading system, how many credits you need, is really different. It's like, I don't know, like 123 in California and 37 or something like that in
Okay.
Oklahoma. And I moved my senior year back to Oklahoma, and my dad is a drug addict, and there was some uneven numbers there, and he asked me if I just wanted to drop out and get a job. I did. I ended up supporting him in his drug habits instead.
Wow. Was it your choice to go back with him at that point?
Um, there was a lot of heartbreak that had me go back to him, my dad at that point.
If we pry too much, tell us to shut
You're
up.
fine. Nope, you're
Heartbreak
fine.
like what that was happening with your mom or
Um, no, actually, that time, my boyfriend of 4 years, decided he was sweetest. Well, he decided to break up with me, but the way he did it, he took like we skipped school. He got my mom's permission, and we skipped school and went to the lake. And after that day, he gave me a journal, and in the journal, he just said that I wanted to settle down, or that like I wanted to settle down too quick, and he wasn't ready for that. And I just couldn't be around it anymore, and I had to leave.
gotcha.
Yeah.
Mm.
How's your relationship with your parents now?
Uh, well, I learned that my dad isn't my dad, and and my mom and I have a really good relationship,
She live close?
essentially. No, she lives in Kentucky.
Okay. You see her very
Mhm.
often?
No, I
Um,
haven't seen her since I got to the States anyways. However, I trust her enough that she has my eldest kid.
oh, hanging out
Mhm.
there for a few weeks or
No, actually, she started high school there because the high school here's are not safe. So she's there.
really? That's interesting.
Yeah.
Um, Smitty, you got any questions off of that?
I don't think you said it, or I might have just not heard it. But where are you now?
I'm in Las Vegas.
Yeah, schools are not
Nevada.
good there.
Yeah,
Nevada.
Nevada.
I mean, I'm pretty sure everybody knows, but just saying.
Yeah, no, no, no,
Mhm.
no. I just was making. Um, like okay, so when you were in high school, did you tend to get pretty good grades or what was
No.
the? Okay,
I barely got by. However, I was getting by. I School just was not my forte.
yeah,
People are my forte.
there you go.
Learning out of books are not. I know my strengths.
Yeah,
I'm not ashamed.
yeah, that's good.
Mhm.
Um, when you moved with your dad and you said you started working a job, what job was that?
I was a waitress at a bar.
Okay, you would have been pretty young then. Maybe
16.
the laws are different there for
No,
handling.
I was just under, like, he was the cook there, so.
Ah, okay,
Mhm.
I
Uh,
understand. I understand.
that's yeah.
Um, anyway, so update us and then, like where you at where you at now? Like how did we come to know Dirtbag from that moment? I'm
Oh my
assuming that at
gosh.
some point here Jesus is going to be thrown into the conversation.
Jesus came in when I was really little, and that is also a hard conversation. Um, I didn't know. I couldn't tell you that I knew that it was Jesus, but I had some really bad things happen to me from a very young age, and Jesus was my comfort.
Hmm.
And like he's always been there. He's always been there. When I was 16, my mom found Jesus and like threw herself into church. 15, maybe 15, threw herself into church. We were going 3 times a week. I hated it. I didn't want anything to have to do with it. She made me go to youth camp that summer, and I kicked and screamed and fought. But when I heard the Holy Spirit tell me to get down on that pew, when everybody else was, listening to a sermon, I did. I walked down from all the way back, top row, and walked down and accepted Jesus into my heart, um, with nobody's help.
Awesome. That's
Mhm.
crazy. Ready?
Um, so you talked about so your did you so with your husband being in the military, right?
Hmm.
So where all did you go? And like when did you meet your husband? I guess we start there.
That was a God thing too. Um, I was in Oklahoma. I was in a really bad relationship. Um, he came to collect my rent with his grandpa, and uh, and he said that there was something about me. He came to check on me a few days later, and he took me to the hospital because I was really beat up. He took all the abuse from the nurses that said that it was him, uh, and obviously it wasn't. Um, and we were there like all night. I think the nurses were trying to break me and have me say something. But at the end of the night, he gave me some options. One, that he can move me away, and he was just on leave, like he was in between stations. One, that he can move me away so I can work on my relationship with my second child's dad, like in the same area, just not with him. Two, it's a small town where we were. We had a mutual friend. He said he can move me into our mutual friend's house. Or three, he can move me away, and we can try to make a relationship work. And all that sounds really, really insane. But even in the state I was in, I called on God. And 3 days later, we were gone. I packed up everything I could and my 2 kids and got into the car. And we drove from Oklahoma to Florida. And he left a few days later to Korea for a whole year.
Wow.
And we were married within the 10 days that we met.
Wow.
And it's been 12 years.
There you go. And then
Longer than me.
how long was he in Korea for then?
That was a year. So
Okay.
like I drove him to the airport and we spent the first year of marriage apart.
Wow. After only knowing him 10 days.
Yes.
Wow.
Mm.
You know how crazy that sounds, right?
Did I ever tell you I'm going to write a book one day? I'm going to write a book one day.
And I don't mean that crazy as in like disrespectfully. I mean like that just
God has been
just
in charge of
nutty.
my life longer than I've known him. And I mean that like physically, like a lot of people have to come to Jesus. Jesus has always been a lead for me, and I know how crazy that sounds even, but
Yeah. Wow. And how many kids you got now?
4.
Ages?
15, 13, just about to be 7, and just about to be 10. Their birthdays are 10 days apart in May.
What I'll backtrack here for a second. Obviously growing up life was not easy.
You can ask me anything you'd like.
Well, I have a pretty lighthearted question. In that
Okay.
time, were you guys still able to take vacations? And if so, like what did that look like?
So my mom is super active. We went camping a lot. We went to the lake a lot. We went snowboarding and skiing, and just any time that my mom could, she would. We were always active.
Yeah.
hmm A lot of camping.
Somebody, you got anything?
So growing up, did you have like any family traditions that you loved being a part of? Like, I guess maybe going camping or anything like that?
I love camping. I still love camping. Um, my mom taught me to live on the edge, as Ray said, and it never stopped. Like, if it's dangerous and it's fun, I'll do it.
I know you were talking about rock climbing the other day.
Yeah,
Yeah.
absolutely.
I was going to tell you, don't go before the podcast because we'd have to set up a different guest. And
Oh my Lord.
if things went south,
Wow.
I was just thinking about how much difficult it would be on me.
I'm out of shape right now, okay? I really was. I was going to go rock climbing. I went into our garage where all our rock climbing gear is, and my harness doesn't fit. And I was very upset, so I did not go.
Got you.
So, yeah.
I've been there, not with a rock climbing harness, but I want to ask a couple more origin questions.
Go ahead.
I feel like we're missing a gap. So how old were you when you met your husband, like your current husband?
2011. I don't even know how old I am now. That's not a fair question.
Okay. You're 37 or 38.
I think I'm 37.
Okay. I think that's what you said before.
It was July of 86, so you can do the math there.
And then where have you guys lived since 2011?
Florida, Japan, North Carolina. I'm missing somewhere. Italy and here.
Okay.
No
What
wonder.
was your favorite spot?
I would go back to Okinawa, Japan in a heartbeat.
How long were you guys there for?
3 years.
Wow. Favorite part of Japan?
Scuba diving, the people, the food,
Yeah.
all
Good
of
answers.
it.
Yeah, good answers. Yeah.
Yeah.
Did you pick up any Japanese while you were there? I know you guys probably live on the base.
Very little.
Mhm.
I'm really not a linguist. Like I don't pick up on languages easily. However,
Okay.
this man over here does. So
Mm, nice.
I could understand way more than I could say.
Okay. That's cool.
Mhm.
Um, Smitty, anything else before we like move off of like origin, life questions, that kind of thing? We kind of flew through 'em.
Yeah, we kind of did.
Fun.
What? So you said you lived what in Italy?
Mhm.
How long were you there?
3 years.
3 years.
Yep.
Favorite food you got there?
Favorite food in Italy or Japan?
You can do both.
Oh man, what's not to like? Okay, in Japan, the ramen is just amazing. Actually, I really enjoyed soba, which is ramen,
Noodles.
just thicker noodles.
Yeah.
Yeah, absolutely. The spicier, the better. And they do sweet potatoes too, that are just like steamed on hot rocks that you can just go into the store and buy, and those are amazing. Uh, there's a lot there. I was trying to find a picture earlier of the food because I knew you guys were going to ask me questions about, you know, the places I've lived. I assumed, anyways.
Mhm.
But I could not get that far. I was busy.
That's all right.
uh, Italy. Did I have a favorite food in Italy? No, no. Huh?
Um,
Gelato. He said gelato.
um, and then I'm gonna ask a prying question based off of what we already know about you. I know in the past you've said like you've had a history with like drugs and alcohol, um,
Hmm.
and or, and I'm hoping that if you were okay with sharing, it could be helpful for other people.
Yeah. What would you like to know?
Um, when did it start and stop, and what was kind of the
After,
transition?
God.
Yeah.
After, not that's not how it started. Um,
Sure.
After I was pregnant with Gabriel, my son, my second oldest, um, is when it started. I moved to, it was about 2 years, I think. And I think time is really hard for me. Numbers are hard. Um, I was addicted to meth. Thank God you can't tell. Um,
Yeah.
a lot that it was a big play on a lot of the actions that came from Gabriel's dad. Otherwise, he could have, he could have been a good man.
Mm,
He just, drugs are bad, okay?
yeah.
Yeah. My dad is a supplier. So it was really easy to get,
Yeah.
uh, really easy to get started because of all that. Um, I can't, I'm no help when it comes to steps to getting off of it because um, the day he picked me up was the day I quit.
Wow.
Mhm.
Wow. Um, do you think that your dad had any thought of not helping you get involved in that?
No, my dad was a huge player in a lot of the bad things that happened, including my first husband and the kidnapping of my daughter.
Whoa.
Mm.
Are you okay with elaborating on that last part?
Drugs are bad, okay? I was not. I was sober.
Okay. This is after you were
I
married to your current husband.
no.
Oh, okay.
This was my first husband.
Oh,
Hindsight is 2020. I didn't know that he was on drugs. The husband.
mm-hmm.
I didn't know that he was on drugs, which, looking back, it's very obvious. Like looking back, it's obvious. There's a lot to play in this. When I could do the whole story for you. It's
Well,
really
don't get
simple.
yourself in trouble either. So
I'm
yeah.
not. There's no trouble here.
Okay. Okay.
When I was pregnant, I was locked in a room for 9 months, about 8 months. I went to the library the last month that I was pregnant, and I was too scared to reach out to my mom or anybody else. I was scared. I was highly abused. Um, I wasn't even allowed to go to the bathroom. I peed on a towel in the corner. Um, it was bad. Um, at the hospital, I barely got to talk to my mom. A few months, not even a few months later, a month after I had my daughter, I was at my dad's house and I was trying to leave my husband after he wrapped a cord around my neck, and I was in fear for my daughter's life. It's the only reason I left, honestly, because abuse is scary. Like you're stuck in this. You're stuck. I don't, it may be simple to say, why didn't you just leave? But it's not.
Yeah.
It's not that simple. I couldn't even reach out to my mom, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
So I went to my dad's house, and my dad, when nobody else was home, my dad and this guy cornered me and took my baby out of my arms, the one who's with my mom right now. And he's also the one who introduced me, and which should have also been a red flag. But he pushed and pushed and pushed, asked me every day for like 2 months to go out with him, and I finally did. And I don't know, I'm easily manipulated, or used to be. So that's that.
And then how long until you got her back?
So I wanted to die.
Mhm.
I wanted to die. I tried everything I could. I called. He didn't even have her. He gave her to his mom. I tried everything I could. I called the cops. The place in Oklahoma where I was is ran by drugs. It is. It's ran by drugs. They didn't do anything. They were no help. My mom finally came down after about a week, because my stepmom called her and said, something's really wrong. Like I wanted to die. And so she flew down and rented a car, and we we drove around for a while. We had no clue what to do. None. No clue what to do. And we stopped at this random little church in the middle of nowhere, and we went and we prayed with the pastor, who just happened to be outside watering the flowers. And this is after my mom came, and she was like, I'm going to call the cops and I'm going to do all this. And I'm like, Mom, it's not going to work. And prayed, and we sat in the car after that, across. So her house is here, and there's a skate park here, and then the police station is right here. We sat in the police station parking lot, like looking at her house, just praying, trying to figure out what to do. And I'm going to give all credit to God, because I don't know. I wouldn't have never thought to just go offer my food stamps and WIC card to her. I
Wow.
walked up to the door. My mom parked in the neighborhood yard, right? So her house is here, and there's a fence, and she parked behind here. And the neighbors are like, "What are you doing?" And she's like, "Just stay out of it, okay?" And she's like, "That bee is crazy anyways." Like, okay. So, sorry, I lost focus. So I went up to the door, and I had longer hair than I do now. It was almost down to my butt. I went up to the door and I knocked, and I said, I think you might need my WIC card. And she said, yes, thank you. And I said, on one condition, you have to let me see my daughter. She let me into her house. She went to the back room. I grabbed my daughter. I ran. I got in the car. My best friend at the time already had a car seat in the car for me and formula and everything else. We did what we needed to do. I called my ex-husband at the time, and I called the law, and I said, this is what we're doing. And the only stipulation was that he needed to know that I was going over state line. That was the only stipulation. We drove all the way to California. I went to a battered women's shelter. I got a restraining order, and things got a little scary for a while. He wouldn't stop calling. He, you know, a lot of threats, but
Yeah.
I'm good. She's safe.
Amen. I can't imagine anything that you just described. Like you said, boy, if you don't write a book, who the heck's going to?
So,
Ray had a question. She said, might be a dumb question, but if you have you forgiven those in your past? And I guess if so, how did you go about doing so? How long did it take you to forgive?
forgiveness is easy. It's the PTSD that's hard.
Hmm.
So when he would abuse me, he would whistle a specific whistle, and tell me that if I left him, I would know that he was coming because of this specific whistle. So like even now, 15 years later, I can be in Walmart and hear that whistle, and it'll shake me to my core, fall down, panic attack, hide.
Wow.
And this is with, I went through counseling. I went through all that, you know, lots of prayer. I have forgiven him. I pray for that man daily. I have eyes on him, honestly.
That's what I was gonna ask. Is he
Mhm.
walks free today? Like,
Yeah, there's nothing. No, but I once tried to um, file a report in Oklahoma, and they told me that if I filed that report, that they were going to take me to jail and take my baby away too.
wow. I appreciate you being so open.
Yeah.
Never know who listening will listen. So
If they're hitting you now, get out because it'll just get worse.
there you go. Smitty, anything else on the origin kind of stuff like that? I mean, I don't even want to dig any
I
further.
just want to say,
think, good.
Your story is just amazing. I mean, what you went through and what God just got you through all of that.
To
I
be
mean, to
really
where you are.
honest, it's just a part. It's just a part of my story. A big part, yeah, but like I've been sexually abused my entire life. So it literally is just a part, which is why I think that um I was such a doormat in my younger adult years. Okay, I'm sorry for interrupting.
But
Hmm.
um, Ray said, "How does your daughter feel about things growing up? Does she ask questions?"
She does now, barely. For a long time, we didn't even say his name. Um, we have a rule. Like I said, I have eyes on him. I'm not stupid. I want to know where he is.
Yeah.
Because
Mhm.
I have no doubt in my mind that he would do anything to hurt me, and that means her.
Mhm.
Um, she recently, she's 15. Recently, we've talked a little bit about it. She is a product of rape. Um, so we've talked about all that. Um, anything she asks, I'm open about. If she has questions, my story is kind of crazy. So if she doubts me, which she doesn't, um, my best friend at the time, I still have contact with, she's my eyes. Um, she was there through all of it, so she can respond to my daughter.
There you go.
Yeah. Also, if she wants to ever see him, that's fine. It'll be through either a private investigator or a scope.
Jeez. Oh man. There's no good way that we could possibly transition off of this. There's no build up to a lighthearted question, so I'm just gonna jump right in. Have you ever eaten
I
a worm?
warned you. I warned you.
I got
yes.
this. I got this. Okay.
All right, go ahead, Smitty.
How did you find Cross the Crown? How did you get involved with this community?
Sure. My friend Steven, who's a pastor, also has a channel. He's not very active right now, anyways, but he introduced me to Chris. He helped Chris kind of build up to what he is now. And I started watching him from a distance as soon as Steven told me about him. Like, I was in the channel. I didn't say anything
Is
for a
this
long
Steven
time.
the streamer?
Yeah.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
Pastor Steven?
Yeah, I know who he is. Yeah.
Mm-hmm. He's one of my really good friends.
Okay.
Yeah. So Steven introduced me to Cross the Crown.
Nice. You have any other? I know Smitty, you had asked before. Is it okay to ask questions about Chris? Was that the one you were thinking of?
Yeah.
Oh, okay. I didn't know if
That's
you had,
it.
I didn't know if you. I thought you were gonna have something better, like more, not better, but I'm saying more juicy than that.
Oh, okay.
I didn't mean it like that. Wow.
Okay.
Don't get all sirloin in on here on me. So.
Wah, wah.
Hold on.
No.
I'm gonna try to transition a little bit. How old were you when you learned how to ride a bike?
I was given a bike when I was 5. I was kicked outside and I rode in circles until I learned how to ride. And I fell down and skinned my knee real bad.
So you taught yourself?
I didn't
Nice.
go back inside. I just kept going.
Okay. What was the family car growing up?
Dude, my mom had a brown Corvette for a while and then a motorcycle.
Nice.
Could I tell you the year? No.
That's all right. That's all right.
And then she married, and then she married a man who drove an old, busted up Crown Vic. I don't get it. Like, and she sold her car. I don't get it. Okay. Anyways,
the Crown Vics weren't terrible. They were boats, but yeah.
That was before my time.
No, the Crown Vics you would know as like the old cop cars.
That's exactly what it was an old cop car because he was an old cop.
Okay.
Yeah.
Ray said, "Are you the type of person to wear socks to bed?"
No, I already answered it. She saw me.
Oh,
she
sorry.
heard me. I know. I didn't say it out loud. I didn't read the question.
Okay. How about I'll do one more, then I'll leave it to Smitty. Now, I don't want to dance back into what we'd already talked about, but did your parents ever leave you somewhere on accident? Only lighthearted ones here, unless you really need to share it.
On accident.
Yeah.
No, but I got to spend a lot of time during the summer because my mom was a single mom mostly. Like all day at the skate park or at the movie theater or at like the water park. Just she would drop me off, she'd pick me up when work was over.
That's pretty good. Everyone typing questions in chat. We're gonna get to you guys here in a bit. Might not read your names off because I don't know how old everyone is, but we'll try to go back. Smitty, you got some?
Yeah. So when you were little, what was your dream job?
I wanted to be a vagabond.
You kind of nailed that one, didn't you?
I wanted to like walk across the United States and do odd jobs here and there and live that way. Like I wanted that. That's what I wanted.
Nice. Smitty, if she didn't explain it, did you know what that word meant?
Yeah.
Okay. I was just waiting. I was just giving you a second.
Okay,
I was giving you 1 second.
Podcast, okay?
No, I just wanted the truthful answer. That's all I wanted from you.
Okay. Okay, fine.
Okay, then repeat back the
I'm
word
gonna-
that she said that she
okay.
wanted to do for a
Okay,
job.
so I'm going to
Repeat
we're gonna
back the
move on
word.
from this.
Just
Okay, we're gonna move on from this. Okay. Now I'm going to steal one from your book. Okay, growing
ahead.
up, was butter on the table, or was butter in the fridge?
We didn't have butter. My mom had a thing of margarine in the fridge because we were pretty poor.
Now,
However, now I have butter in my freezer and whipped butter on my counter. And if anybody puts my butter in the fridge that goes on the counter, I'm gonna kick them.
it's a weird flex, but sure. We even got butter in the freezer.
Butter in the freezer?
Yeah, we got
Yeah,
butter.
because that's the butter I cook with.
It
so.
keeps well though in the freezer. All
Yeah,
of it will.
exactly.
Yeah. Will you salt your food before tasting it?
Will I salt my food before tasting it?
Yep.
Just salt?
Like if you
Any
had
seasoning.
if you were out to eat, you got mashed potatoes, like broccoli, something like that. Would you put salt or something on it before you tasted it to see if it needed
Hot
more
sauce.
seasoning?
I wouldn't put any. I would. Yeah,
Okay.
hot sauce before it goes in my mouth.
Okay. Do you have a favorite kind?
Do I have a favorite kind of hot sauce? Hot spice. That was his answer.
Okay.
Right now, I like this one. As you see, it is on my desk.
Avocado. Yeah.
Avocado hot sauce.
Yeah.
Yeah.
They are really good.
Mhm.
I've never had that one before, but somebody got another one?
Yeah. So, with you being in Las Vegas, sweet tea or unsweet tea?
Water. Green tea, actually. Cold green tea. A little bit sweetened. Maybe
You
some
make it
honey.
yourself or buy it?
Mhm.
Okay.
Oh, it depends. If I buy it, it's the Japanese kind that I could get in Okinawa.
That's cool.
Yeah.
That like, would you have to get it at like a H Mart or something like that, or do they have it?
No, because the commissary caters to tons of military, only military actually. There are people who, ask for certain things, and if it's asked for enough, then it ends up in the store on the shelves a lot. So, I mean,
Nice. That's dope.
yeah.
Somebody got another one?
What's your favorite meal to cook for your family? Or do you do the cooking, or does
I
your
cook,
husband
yeah.
do the cooking?
Oh, do I have a favorite meal to cook? Do I have a favorite meal to cook for you guys? David? He's not listening to me. I really enjoy cooking roasts, like winter vegetable roast. I don't know. Yeah,
Do you have like a pressure cooker or Instapot?
I did. It
No.
broke recently.
They're so nice, like to do a roast like that.
Oh my gosh.
nice.
I had two, and I am queen of bad crap happening to me, and it did. Both of them broke.
Luckily,
so I
they're
don't
not that
have one.
expensive anymore. They used to be way
Right.
more.
I don't have one right now. I did, however, go buy a $30 rice cooker because I'm picky with my rice.
I do my rice in the Instant Pot too.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah, turns out great. It's just 1-to-1.
Yeah.
Hit it. Mayo or Miracle Whip, or neither.
Miracle Whip. Miracle Whip is from the devil.
Oh, I thought you were about to say you like
Okay.
it. I was gonna
That's about-
say it's
that's
got to
about
be
to say
like
you
one out of
like-
every 20 people like
Oh,
prefer
Miracle
that.
Whip is disgusting.
I would really like to know who's keeping it in business. Like, I know it's Kraft, right? Isn't it Kraft who makes it? Anybody know
I
in
don't
chat?
know.
Can you confirm that? I'm pretty sure it is.
Oh, people like you.
We're the same age, right?
I'm younger than you.
Let's see. Okay, then. There you go. That's funny.
Smitty, you got something while I'm looking?
Gunner
right
said
now.
probably Chris.
Yeah. No, he
Ew.
doesn't like mayo, that's for sure.
Mm.
Did you say you did have one?
You want to get into some of the questions on here with the chat?
I got a bunch more before we do that. But
Okay, well, you go ahead and I'll start reading through.
Okay. Did you have milk with dinner growing up?
I don't like milk.
Really, even as a kid?
However, I did like Kool-Aid, so I mean, there's that.
Yeah. Favorite flavor?
Probably fruit punch.
It's a good one.
Mhm.
Did anybody else's mom do the cold concentrate, like the frozen concentrate?
Oh,
And
orange
like
juice was the best.
the orange juice.
Oh
My
yeah.
mom would
Yeah.
always get she'd get grape and apple juice and she'd mix it together and she'd be like, all right, there's a fresh batch of grapple ape. And so that's
My dad did Kool-Aid, but like the tea Kool-Aid and then lemonade Kool-Aid together, and it was like better
yeah.
than Arnold Palmer. Like it was just great. I don't know.
Yeah, we did a lot of Kool-Aid. And then we did a lot of off-brand Kool-Aid too. It's like
Yeah.
have you ever been in a fight, like a fist fight?
What do you think?
I'm gonna go with definitely yes.
I have been in quite a few fights. However, I have never started one.
Okay.
Okay.
What was the name of your favorite pizza place growing up?
Probably Pizza Hut for their buffets.
The buffet.
hmm
Smitty.
You're about to
Tomorrow.
go there.
Smitty.
You're about to
I'm
go
not
there.
going to. We're saving it for tomorrow.
Yep.
Have you ever slept on a family? I don't want to ask this question. Oh.
Go ahead.
Okay, you think about it.
Oh no, I gotta
Keep
ask
close.
it now. Have you ever slept on a family member's couch for an extended period of time?
Yes.
I knew that, of course. It had to be yes.
How many pillows is on your bed right now?
2.
Someone
Just
asked,
2.
"What's your record in the fights?" Don't answer that if you
Uh,
want.
I've only lost once, and that's because this big old girl who sat on me and pummeled my face.
So,
Okay, so everybody be careful in
Yeah.
chat now.
yeah. What do you think of ranch dressing?
It's all right. It's not great.
Like wings.
As
Like
long
you
as
got
it,
wings. What are we doing here?
if they're buffalo wings, I'm gonna put some hot sauce in my ranch dressing and then eat it.
No blue cheese though.
I'm not a huge blue cheese fan. However, I will eat just about anything. Like, so,
Okay.
Mm.
So ranch for salad dressing is a no.
I prefer ginger dressing.
Ooh, yeah, I'm with you on that one.
Yeah.
Yep.
Ginger's really good.
Okay. Mhm.
We get a Asian sesame ginger one.
Yes.
So good. I think it's Ken's or something like
Abso-freaking-lutely.
that. But any relatives ever? Why do I feel like this is gonna be a yes? Any relatives ever claim to see a UFO?
What do you think?
I'm guessing yes.
Yeah.
Well, seeing as it's just an unidentified flying object, I have seen a UFO. However, are there relatives that are absolutely freaking insane? Yeah.
Okay. Yeah.
What about
Bigfoot is
Bigfoot?
Kane.
The what?
Bigfoot is Kane.
Kane?
Kane, yeah,
Who's that?
from the Bible.
Okay. I was so confused. I immediately went to Kane the wrestler.
Do you know what she
Did
said?
anybody else do that?
Can you repeat the word?
I went right Kane. I went right to WWF. Can you go back? No, Smitty. Now
Oh
I
my
said the
goodness.
word now. Now you have to go back
You
and you
said-
have to tell me
You just
what
say
word she said.
WWF?
Yeah, don't you remember Kane? It was the
Yes.
brothers.
And
It was
Undertaker.
the brothers of the Undertaker.
Yeah.
Yeah. All right.
Big Red Mask.
Sorry, we digress.
Sorry.
We have a guest
Digression is
here, Smitty, and
fine.
we're doing this.
Okay.
I'm family. I am not a guest.
That's true.
True. All right, I got 2 more, and then I'm gonna throw it to Smitty for a few. If you and your husband go out on a date nowadays, what's a typical date look like?
A good date or just like a quick we need to get out date?
A good one.
Something active, kayaking, rock climbing, something like that. And then dinner.
And like, what would be like the kind of go-to dinner spot? Like that would be like agreeable for both of you.
We don't have one here yet.
Okay.
But sushi is always a hit. Burgers are always a hit.
Yeah.
A good burger though, not like Burger King.
Right. Yeah.
Mhm.
And then my follow-up one to that, I guess I'll have to do 2 follow-up ones. What's the most expensive restaurant you've ever eaten at? If you can't remember the name, that's fine. If you can, like, remember what
Some,
food or
yeah, no, some restaurant in Okinawa. Uh, Actually, probably the one that he proposed at, which was a rooftop restaurant at Disney World. Now that I think about it,
okay, yeah, that
because I had sushi and caviar and champagne there.
at Disney World,
So
yeah, so it's probably
at
10
Disney
times the
World,
amount of normal, but yeah.
yeah.
And then my last one, and then I'll let Smitty go. If you guys are out to eat, what does a tip look like?
As big as I can give. Like I've been there, I've done that, I've been in hard situations, as big as I can give. I don't care if their service was poor. If I can give $100 tip, I will.
Nice. Do you have like a standard percentage you would go by, or
No,
just that's
just
awesome?
as big as I can do.
That's awesome. Go ahead, Smitty. You got some from the chat, or any you had?
Yes. Well, both. So, if you could have one superpower, what would it be?
Healing.
Healing.
Yeah, the ability to heal anything, plants, animals, people, healing.
Okay. Um, if you could pick up everything right now and move anywhere in the world, where would it be? And you had to stay there the rest of your life.
Okinawa, Japan.
Okay. Uh,
Or Korea. Korea
okay.
was really nice too, but I'm pretty sure I would pick Okinawa.
Okay. So from the chat, somebody asked, would you like water? Do you drink it hot or cold? Or room temperature?
If there's no ice, I'm probably not drinking water.
I'm with that too.
You don't like hot
Yeah.
water?
Unless I have tea in it, no.
Mm, okay, maybe I'm different, but that's fine.
I want to drink, not a bath, Smitty.
Exactly. Yes.
Um, okay, somebody asked, what do you prefer, the North or the South?
Of what?
They didn't say.
I'm assuming the U.S.
Yeah.
Oh, Lord.
Cor-
The
They
one I'm
said
allowed in.
they, they said Korea.
The one I'm allowed in.
Okay. I'm
That's
sorry. I'm not ready for that.
oh my gosh.
Okay, never mind. I got another one from chat. If you had to eat one food forever,
Soba.
what would that food be?
Soba.
Okay. What about drink? I'm guessing water.
Water. Yeah, ice water.
Okay. I don't really see any other questions here.
What's the
In
last?
Oak,
Go ahead.
it has nothing to do with nothing.
No,
It's
no,
just
no.
my ADD. Okay, in Okinawa, they had this tea, speaking of drinks, that it was catnip and lavender lemonade. It was so freaking good. I don't know. Yeah, it was
Catnip
so
is
good.
a vegetable
Catnip.
or a flower, isn't it?
Yeah.
I thought that was cat food.
Just
Yeah.
like
It was so
vagabond
good.
was either, but you don't want to admit it.
Okay. Sure. Sure.
uh, all right. Have you ever been to a rave?
I haven't,
Okay.
but I've been to plenty of concerts.
What's the last book you read?
Defying Jihad.
Is that? Oh, okay. Yeah, I'm pretty sure I know what that is. That'd be a lot to get into, but what was the first concert that you went to? Do you remember?
YNT.
YNT. What's
Rock. It's an old rock band. You'd have to look them up.
okay? I'll do that after stream.
Um, we got one from the chat. What was your first game console?
And first game.
Mhm.
Nintendo? Actually, probably Game Gear. Maybe whatever one came first.
Like Game Gear. would have been after the regular Nintendo.
Okay, so I had a
think.
Nintendo, and then I got a Game Gear.
Okay, I think that's right.
I don't know.
Someone can
Yeah,
confirm in
probably.
chat.
That's probably right. And on the Game Gear, no, that was a Nintendo. I really enjoyed the Lion King game, and Aladdin was really fun for me too.
No, wait a second. You mean Sega Game Gear?
Yeah,
Oh, okay.
the
That was.
handheld Game Gear.
Oh, okay.
Even I knew that.
Then I knew. Okay, I thought she was talking about a different Nintendo thing. Yeah, no, that the Game Gear came after the original Nintendo. At the
Yeah, I
same
had.
time, it came after Super Nintendo, Sega, Genesis, and then the Game Gear came out.
Seriously?
Yep.
Wow. Yeah, no, it was most definitely a Nintendo. I told you that dates are hard for me. Like,
No,
dates
you're
are
good.
hard.
I immediately thought Sega, but then you said Nintendo, and I was like, wait a second. You brush your teeth in the shower?
Yeah.
Do you keep your toothbrush in the shower?
I have 3 toothbrushes. I have one in the shower. I have one near my sink in the upstairs, and I have one down here in this bathroom.
Okay. Nice. I brush my teeth in the shower too. Will you... Smitty's too classy for that. Will you wear pajamas in public?
Yeah.
Would you wear socks with flip flops?
You know, that's a really big practice in both Korea and Japan.
Mm-hmm.
No, I will not.
I do.
I can't. It bothers my feet. So it has nothing to do with looks. It just bothers my feet.
Do you have a stuffed animal you sleep with?
I have a blankie.
Okay. Has that one been with you for a while, or is that like a?
This one, like 10 years.
Ray said, "What's on the blanket?"
It's Minnie Mouse on this one.
10 years is pretty good.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And Ray says, "I knew it." Have you or a member of your family ever falsely reported a birthday to get a free dessert at a restaurant?
Yeah.
That's actually the worst thing your family's ever done.
Oh my God. Oh Lord.
Wow.
How do you like your steak cooked?
Medium rare.
Classy. Somebody, you got any?
Yeah. Is a hot dog considered a sandwich?
I don't care. Like, if somebody wants to consider it a sandwich, they can consider it a sandwich. I consider it a hot dog.
Okay. All right then. What about a taco? Is a taco considered a sandwich? That's from Ray.
It's a taco.
Yeah. Although
There we go.
that is a decent comparison though, because I mean but a taco is not.
It would have to be a hard shell.
It's unleavened, right? There's no yeast in.
There is no yeast.
Yeah, there's
in,
no yeast
there's
in
no
it,
yeast.
so
David.
that is definitely different.
David.
Look.
Baby.
You got any
Sorry.
more? Ready?
I'm just looking through chat right now. I think we're all caught up.
I think
chat.
we are. Yeah.
What's up?
All right, I got one for you, Dirtbag. Well, somebody's looking. If you guys go to a buffet, what's the first bout of food that goes on the plate to take back to the table?
Just take it, honey. You're fine. Go.
Like an American buffet.
The first thing.
Because there's a classy answer to it. I want to hear.
Well,
I'm not gonna tell you. Go after.
Wait, am I with my kids or am I without my kids?
I want to hear both answers.
Without. I'm going to dessert first.
Okay.
That's Preach.
I wasn't expecting that one. Okay, and if the kids are there.
Salad.
Okay, there's the classy one. Yeah. What most
I
people
can go
don't
either way, okay?
what people don't know is everyone's like, "Oh, you got to go get your money's worth. Like, go get the steak and whatever." And like, actually, the most expensive stuff is the salad bar.
Mm.
It costs them more for the vegetables.
So the reason why is because we don't have a lot of sugar in the house ever. So
Okay.
if I'm going to go treat myself, I'm going to treat myself. And if that means that the kids aren't there, then I'm going to go for the dessert first.
Ray said, "I know Papa John's is close, but what's your favorite nowadays?"
I'm kind of pizzaed out after Italy, honestly. That's really honest.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that would be tough living somewhere where they're really known for something and it being so good, and then always having second rate other places.
Yeah.
Like if I travel outside of like the lower half of Pennsylvania to get a cheesesteak, it's like this is not what I wanted at all. So I can imagine going from Italy to Las Vegas.
Domino's.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
So their pizza is good, and when in Italy, however, like the reason why it's good to me is because they use better ingredients and the sauce to things ratio is good. I did miss American pizza though.
Mm,
Um, but I'm just pizzaed out. Like we were stuck in a house forever. It was a prison there. But pizza would deliver. So
that's nice.
yeah, and they only started that because of COVID.
Nice.
Mhm.
Ray has a good question. So, with Mother's Day coming up, what's your favorite Mother's Day memory?
I don't know if I have one, to be really
That's
honest.
fair enough.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Do you remember what grocery store you guys shopped at growing up, and then what do you shop at now?
Rayleigh's. Rayleigh's was what we grew up at because
Okay.
my mom worked there. She was a security officer there for a long time. Uh, I go to the commissary most
Okay.
now. Um, but I go to Costco too. I have a big family. Sometimes I need more things.
Yeah.
So, yeah.
Are you guys all pretty much settled into Vegas now?
I'm really content here.
Good.
Yeah, like I'm happy here. I want to do more. It's a little hard with my husband being broken.
Mm,
Um, but we're working towards it. He starts Skill Bridge soon, which is like the bridge between military and civilian life, and he's looking to be a professional diver. So we
that's
got
pretty cool.
adventure coming our way.
Yeah. Ray said, have you seen any rattlesnakes yet?
I haven't, but we've seen some not rattlesnakes. That was helpful.
So you've seen other snakes. Okay. Uh, it took me a second to gather what you were saying.
I was trying to think.
uh,
My bad.
what's your favorite outside activity?
Uh, Anything that gives me an adrenaline rush.
Okay.
I like rollerblading. I like swimming. I like scuba diving. I like rock climbing. I like kayaking. I like fishing. I like skydiving. I I don't know if I'm
No, that's
outside.
good. That's good. You got any more there, Smitty? I only got a couple left.
Um, what's currently your favorite thing to do in Las Vegas? Because there's a lot to do.
Uh, we haven't done a lot. Um, I'm working towards um being a part of the children's prison ministry here, the under 18,
Juvenile. Yeah.
which yeah, thank you. Which I'm really sorry, I kicked my lights. Excited about.
Nice.
Yeah.
How long will you wear a pair of jeans for in between washing?
In a row?
Yeah, like how many days in a row will you wear them in between
Uh,
washing?
Probably 5, depending on what I'm doing.
That's fair enough.
Mhm.
Mhm.
Smitty, I only got one left. This is all you, bud. If you got more, you didn't ask Dirtbag what you asked Wade last week.
I was kind of waiting until the end. Have you ever pooped or peed yourself in public?
So do you guys remember those belts that have like, you lace it through, there's 2 hooks and you lace it through? Like they're like
Mm.
D-rings, and then they were
Wait,
really popular in the 90s,
wait. Describe it again.
2000s. So it's like a piece of fabric,
Okay.
right? And there's 2 loops, right? And you lace it through. It's like a helmet one, or
Oh, yeah. I know what you mean. Yeah.
Okay, so I was 15 and I was over at my friend's house. There was a bunch of people over and I couldn't get my belt off. So yes, I peed my
All
pants.
you have to do is just pull hard the opposite
I
direction.
couldn't. It would not. My friend tried to help me. It would not come off. We had to cut it off.
Well, you had to cut it off after. Oh.
Yeah, we had to.
So even when you had
Yes,
extra time to figure it out, you're like, just cut it. This is it right here.
yeah, I was done. Like I was done.
All right, that's a good one.
That's my favorite answer so far.
That was good
for that question.
Yeah, that was really
Yeah,
good.
that was real good.
Smitty?
I got one to close on, but you got anything else?
I just got the final closing one. You know what I mean?
Okay. So, I guess my last one will be: what is your proudest accomplishment so far?
Survival. Forgiveness. I
Mhm.
don't know. My ability to keep on going, keep on loving, keep on serving. That's probably my proudest accomplishment.
Great answer.
Thanks.
But that was not the question I was gonna have you ask, Smitty. You asked Wade last week which one of us
Which
that
one?
he likes better.
I was about to get to that.
Were you? Yep.
Yeah.
Yeah. You're
You
quite
guys you
you're
guys know me.
I
quite
wasn't really
the
I
vagabond
technically
here.
wasn't going to bring that up. I wasn't going to bring it up because I thought that would cause division. But
Okay.
go ahead.
Well, Dirtbag?
Hold on. Well, wait till I'm done. Maybe we can talk about it. Go on. No, not until I'm done. Go on.
You only got like 5 minutes.
You only have like 5 more minutes. Go. If you ask me one more time, you're not going to get a piece of candy. It's a mint, by the way.
Okay.
All right. So here's the thing. I think you guys would know this by now. Everybody has their own little piece, right? They all have their own little piece in my heart, right? So each of you hold a different part that I
Hey,
love
fans.
about you. I do not have a favorite.
That was so political. I pick Smitty over
Oh.
you, heck it. I don't
Oh my goodness.
No. Smitty, you got anything else before we ask the final question?
Yeah, I don't think we've asked this one yet. What's your favorite Bible verse? I feel like we should
That's a good one.
start bringing that one into the rotation.
Exodus 3:5. Somebody type it in chat so they can read it.
Do not come any closer, God said. Take off your sandals, for the place where you are standing is holy ground. It's a great verse.
Yep.
I have some pictures if you guys want to see pictures. You don't have to, obviously. That pertain to all this.
You have them like up and ready, or?
I do?
Sure, go ahead.
Okay.
Actually, you know what? Save it until after we close out, and then we'll look at them.
Okay, cool.
Anyways, Dirtbag, you have been phenomenal. You so open, maybe too open for your own comfort.
I warned you. I
no,
did warn you.
Well, no, I mean I appreciated it though, and I'm sure that everyone here did, and Smitty did. It was, boy, you have a story like literally like no one else. I'm sure that people can relate to elements of it, but boy, talk about something that is extraordinarily unique, and obviously God seeing you through so many different things over the years. It's a phenomenal testament to His glory.
Yeah.
Um,
I couldn't deny if I wanted to. Like I can't.
I don't. I have no idea how you would be able to.
Right.
And we are so thankful that you took the time out. I know that you have a very busy life, busy family. And we're so thankful for you. We're so thankful for you as the mod. And again, thank you again for coming on here. But before we close out, we have one last question.
One last question, huh?
Do you call it dinner or supper?
It's dinner.
There it is. Everybody, round of applause here for Dirtbag. She has been absolutely phenomenal. Thanks again, Kim. You know how much we love you. So
I love you too.
Yeah. All right. Well, with that, we're going to sign off, and like, click, and subscribe if you're watching this on YouTube. And yeah, we'll catch you guys next week. Later.